left this overnight. On Thursday, thousands of Ghouta as Syrian President Bashar al-Assad's government forces advanced into rebel-held areas. For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-285-4765 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-285-4765. Again, 800-285-4765.
Welcome to the Garden America Radio Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do in the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or send us your questions and comments to john@gardenamerica.com. Now, here's Bryan, Maine, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on Biz Talk Radio and the Garden America Radio Network.
It is exactly 6 minutes after the hour. Good Saturday morning. Happy Saturday. Happy weekend. I guess I should say happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. Did that noise go away? I heard something. Was that John's computer?
That was me.
Oh, that was you.
Me.
Okay. Anyway, happy St. Patrick's Day. Welcome, one and all. Facebook viewers, radio listeners throughout the entire world. This is the Garden America Show. I'm Bryan, Maine, Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco. Some strange lady sitting next to John. Never seen this lady before in my life. John, who is sitting next to you? Would be to your right, my left.
I know you're joking.
Am I?
Because that's the famous Deborah Lee Baldwin.
The Queen.
Yeah, the Queen, right? Queen of succulents.
John is sitting next to royalty at this moment.
Oh, thank you. I don't.
Go ahead, John. You can. Well, you know what? Oh no, you're not.
She's not hooked up
Those
yet?
aren't hooked up till next hour. But you can share a mic, you guys.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, here's Deborah right here.
I thought, John, you and I went over this in the production meeting, but apparently not. So anyway.
Well,
There
yes.
you are, Deborah. Hi.
Yes, hi, and hello, and welcome. And we're going to be taking a call, right? Or we're going to be interviewing someone over the phone. You're going to be interviewing them.
Basically,
And
what? Yes.
I'm like from 8:30 to 10.
You are after our first guest.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
we're giving you like an hour and a half, and we will have our first guest on coming up here in just a few minutes. But yeah, going to dedicate 8:30 till the second hour, the rest of the hour to you.
We've
and then
never had a guest for an hour and a half.
No, this is the first time. But when we do, then you will put those headphones on to allow you movement to be able to walk around the studio to do your demonstrations. Now, a lot of this, obviously, most of it's going to be visual. So those on the radio, will do our very best to give you sort of a radio play-by-play, John.
Right. And if you are near a computer and you have a chance, or if you've got your smartphone with you, all you have to do is go to Facebook Live and look up Garden America Radio Show.
There you go.
And you can watch what's going on right there.
There is no reason not to be able to watch us or listen to us. Coming directly to you from Biz Talk Radio, the Biz Talk Network. And again, if you have any questions, comments, be it for us or Deborah Lee when she gets on, 855-424-9825. You can also, as most of you know, post your questions, comments right there on Facebook Live, and John at gardenamerica.com. Our Facebook director, studio director live is Tiger Palafox, and we just barely got us on the air audio-wise, didn't we?
Yeah, we're still figuring out some kinks. You know, it's one of those things. As you evolve, you try new things.
Right.
Well, they don't always work perfectly.
Yeah, I'm going to be busy this week with the engineers. I can see that already, which means another phone call to you coming in here when we do this. You know that.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, all right. Besides all the work you do at the nursery. So I trust everyone had a good week. The big news this morning here in San Diego, of course, is rain. Which would be no news at all in most areas of the country, but when it rains in San Diego, it's a big deal. John is my weather forecaster. John, how long is the rain going to last?
I was just looking at this picture of you on Facebook with a crown on your head.
Oh, is it on
Squirrel.
Facebook?
Yeah.
Did you say squirrel?
Yeah, John has a tendency to get distracted very easily.
He has no idea what I asked him.
No, he doesn't. That's why he's
not a clue.
Exactly.
Well, I'm trying to find today's show on Facebook, which I just found, and I see Deborah there. All right, I'm ready to go.
Okay, so
what were you talking about?
The question. I was asking you about the history of Tchaikovsky and the year he was born and when he died and some of his music.
And I was thinking to myself, I'm not a weatherman. Why do you always ask me about the weather?
You seem to be in the know. So is it supposed to rain all day today? I guess that's my question.
No, Tiger said the sun's going to come out later
in the afternoon. It's only supposed to stop raining. It's supposed to stop raining right about now.
Now, yeah, of course, for your nursery, Mission Hills Nursery, for those listening locally in San Diego on AM 1240, later on this afternoon in Los Angeles on AM 740, your nursery, how's the business during this kind of weather, Tiger?
Well, it hasn't been horrible. Most people in Southern California stay inside when it's raining. But, as of lately, people have been getting out and still enjoying it. And it's only been kind of raining the first part of the day, and it hasn't been raining all day. So we'll see. I think it'll be busy tomorrow.
Did it rain most of the night? I woke up to this rain. I had no idea.
I think it started around midnight.
Okay.
And it was kind of off and on. Yeah.
Hey, let's give kudos
for making a puzzle.
I want to give kudos to John, a great newsletter that came out today with his St. Patrick's Day. Were those shamrocks? What were those things I saw there in the top left-hand side?
That was shamrocks.
Shamrocks.
With by a water scene, right?
Yes.
There you go.
And some pictures, of course, that people sent us. If you don't get the newsletter, first of all, we will shame you for that. You can go to our website, gardenamerica.com, and click on the homepage there to receive the newsletter, which gives you updates, guests that are coming up, and, of course, great articles written by some of the best-known people in the business, including John Bagnasco. I think we've had
Deborah's articles.
Yeah, we've had articles with Deborah Lee Baldwin before, haven't we?
Have we?
Now, if we haven't,
I don't think
I can assure you we will, Deborah Lee Baldwin.
Yeah, I don't think we have. Her picture's always in there because whenever she's in studio, we have her. But I don't know if we've ever had an article.
I don't think I've ever seen Bryan write an article either.
You want an article? I'll write you an article. I got your article.
All right.
I got your article.
Next week's newsletter.
Hey, you know what?
Deborah, also,
go ahead, John.
I have to apologize because you sent a great little write-up for the newsletter, but I got it too late. I had already had it scheduled by the time that I got it. And I saw that you had an updated photo, which was really nice, too, and I didn't get to use that.
Hey, that's a good photo. I'm happy.
You know what, John? You can turn the mic a little bit in the middle of both of you there. There you go.
Well, the old photo, the 10-year-old photo, I'll take it.
I have Pick Monkey, too, Deborah, and it
I thought the doctor got rid of that.
It has a wrinkle erase, right?
Yes, I have Pick Monkey as well. You can do a lot of things to people.
You can take out wrinkles.
You can take off weight.
You can, that's right.
Yes.
So.
You can do a lot of things. But, here's the beauty, Deborah Lee Baldwin, when we have you in our newsletter. John doesn't have to touch it. Not at all. He doesn't mess with your picture at all. He posts it exactly as it is because of your beauty.
I have to add wrinkles so people realize that she's older and mature, and she's not really a high school teenager.
Okay, 13 minutes after the hour. Go ahead, John.
This time of year, did you, by the way, these things just pop into my mind. Did you plant your vegetable seeds yet?
I did, and guess what?
What? They're up?
I haven't been out there to see them yet, but it's rained 2 or 3 times since.
Oh, they'll be up.
I glanced out there this morning under the cover of the veggie pod.
Now, you didn't remember the trick
green.
I told you, did you?
Yes. Well, let me see if I did. I built a trough on both sides.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I planted each of the vegetables and made a little drawing or schematics as to where each one was.
Right, but remember I told you if you plant carrots or something that takes a long time to germinate, every so often put a radish seed?
I don't have any radishes.
Well,
yeah.
I don't even know how can you work like that?
Is it too late?
Yeah, it's too late now.
So why the radish?
Yeah, explain the radish for those listening and watching.
Radish germinate immediately. What's happening?
Oh, I see. And what they'll do is they'll help accelerate the carrot process.
No.
Darn it.
No. Here's
it was either that or what he's going to tell me.
You make a trench and you sprinkle your carrot seeds in it, right?
Right.
A row.
Mm-hmm.
But the carrots aren't going to come up for 3 weeks, at least. They just take a long time to germinate, and you forget where the row was, right? But if every so often you put a radish seed, that'll be up in 2 to 3 days, and you can see, okay, that's where my row of carrots is.
Okay, but I did make a drawing, so I do know where everything is. So did I kind of make up for it?
Yeah, okay. I guess.
All right.
Take a picture with your phone.
With
too.
that, anyway, so the point is, I looked out this morning in my patio.
And there's green in there.
There's a lot of green in there.
But no radishes.
Well, I don't know radishes. Which is too bad. I love radishes, too. Hey, we're getting on here almost 15 after the hour. John's quote of the week, which I believe it's very short, and if I'm not mistaken, by Winston Churchill. Is that right?
Yeah, the quote was by Winston Churchill. And why did I pick this quote?
Because Winston Churchill's hugely popular, right?
I know what the quote is, John. Never, 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 ever give up.
No.
Oh.
The reason I picked the quote was because it was St. Patrick's Day.
Right.
And it had something to do with the Irish. And Winston Churchill said, "We've always found the Irish a bit odd. They refuse to be English." So I thought that was a great St. Patrick's Day quote.
A great, cute quote. What do you have on your head, Deborah?
Well, I'm so glad you asked.
I noticed it.
Yes, I have a succulent headband, and I also brought crowns for the guys to wear.
Is that what's on Facebook that I haven't seen yet?
That's correct.
Okay.
And there's some really cute pictures of Bryan and Tiger wearing my succulent crowns. So I will also have them next weekend at the Waterwise Super Succulent Celebration, so you can come and take selfies.
Is that next weekend already?
I'm afraid so. In fact, it's Friday, so it's less than a week away. Oh no.
Time marches on, John.
All right. I have to remember that. I was going to try to get out of doing the radio show, but Bryan said that I couldn't.
No, there's no way.
I have
no
to come
way.
after the show.
Our guest is James, right, Tiger?
Yeah, James Hall, and after the break.
Okay,
Bring him
James
on
is
from
going to be
Garden
with us, and of
Conservancy.
course, Deborah Lee Baldwin with us for the entire, right up until, for the next 2 hours, right up until 10 o'clock Pacific time. That would be, 1 o'clock Eastern time, 60 minutes after the hour. Deborah Lee Baldwin, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox, I'm Bryan Main. Welcome to our Saturday edition, our only edition every Saturday here on the Garden America radio show.
Hi, this is gardening expert Melinda Myers, keeping the environment in mind. Release nitrogen fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 10 weeks. The non-burning, non-leaching formula provides a slow and consistent flow of nutrients. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for over 90 years. Milorganite for better results. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
Do you have insects on your roses? Do you have borers damaging your trees and shrubs due to stress or the drought? This is Tiger Palafox with Garden America Radio. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench is a great product that will give you season-long protection against many insects. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench can act as a preventer or a curative for insects that suck, chew, or bore on your plants. This may be the easiest product to use. Simply measure, mix in a bucket, and pour around the base of the tree. One application can last up to a full year. Protect your trees with Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench. Find it at your local independent nursery or fertilome.com.
You know, as an allergy sufferer, you're wired differently.
I sure feel that way.
That's why there's Nasacort. It's different too. You see, unlike antihistamines, Nasacort targets and inhibits more of the allergic inflammation that causes ear congestion and other nasal allergy symptoms.
My antihistamine doesn't do that?
None of them do.
Oh, that is different.
And it's why Nasacort's more effective at giving you 24-hour relief.
So even if I'm wired differently,
Nasacort stops more of what makes you miserable. Use as directed.
Biz Talk Radio is now available on Amazon Echo. Just add the Biz Talk Radio skills, then ask Alexa for the latest business news. You'll instantly get live, relevant information from the best business source. Biz Talk Radio. Alexa, open Biz Talk Market Tips.
Do you owe $10,000 or more on at least 2 federal student loans? Then you may qualify for new programs offered by the Department of Education. These programs can reduce your interest, lower your payments, and possibly qualify you for loan forgiveness. If you have $10,000 or more and at least 2 federal student loans and currently not in school, you may qualify for one of these programs. Call now to check your eligibility. Student loan advisors are standing by to help you determine if you qualify for these new programs. They can help you reduce your interest, lower your payment, and even forgive a portion of your student loan debt. Take control of your financial future. Make this free 5-minute free call now to Nationwide Student Loans and learn how you can reduce your student loan debt.
800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588.
We paid less for our Craftmatic today than we did 20 years ago.
If you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and free information on today's Craftmatic adjustable beds. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Rated #1 by consumers nationwide on consumeraffairs.com. Craftmatic beds come in all mattress types, including cool gel memory foam for up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, poor circulation, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. You'll sleep better in a Craftmatic adjustable bed. So if you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and information. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Discover Craftmatic for less, up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand.
Call 1-800-316-5271. That's 1-800-316-5271. 1-800-316-5271. Call now.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or john@gardenamerica.com.
It is Garden America. It is Saturday morning here. And, of course, rain in the forecast. Has been raining here in San Diego. Of course, that is always big news. AM 1240, locally here in San Diego live. This show will be replayed as it is every Saturday in Los Angeles, Southern California, Santa Barbara area. Our good friends on AM 740. So if you're in Los Angeles and those areas listening this afternoon, right now this show was a previous show from this morning on Saturday, if that's not confusing enough. Deborah Lee Baldwin is wandering the hallways of iHeart, but in the meantime, she's going to be back here because she has a great visual presentation this morning. Tiger, James is locked in, ready to go as we continue.
So this morning, before I bring on James, I want to just say a little bit, because I truly envy this man, but at the same time, I just don't know if I could ever be in his shoes, from the sense of he is the CEO of the
Your
Garden.
feet are a lot bigger than his, I think.
Okay, John.
Medication time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know, being the CEO of the Garden Conservancy Group, he's in charge of trying to preserve historic or significant gardens throughout the United States. And on one hand, I envy him because he gets to travel around the country, visiting beautiful landscapes and gardens and seeing wonderful things. But on the other things, he's challenged with the task of which ones do you pick and which ones do you have to let pass by sometimes.
I getcha.
I can't imagine that could be such a difficult job. So
it's a heavy burden to carry, isn't it?
Right. So, James, good morning. Are you with us?
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Thank you very much. So, as I was saying right before you came on, you're the CEO of the Garden Conservancy Group, and you guys are tasked with preserving landscapes throughout the country. Tell us a little bit about you and your organization.
Yeah, so I just started with the organization in June of last year, and so I'm sort of the new guy at the helm. I'm the third leader of this organization in its very brief 27-year history. And I was educated as an architect and landscape architect, and actually worked most of my professional career in art museums, which of course is in many ways a parallel sort of career track, because of course art museums preserve great art, and the Garden Conservancy has as part of its mission to preserve great gardens.
And so this is nationwide, correct? You guys travel all over the country preserving gardens.
Absolutely. We have a garden that we work with in Texas. We have a garden that we've worked with in Chicago, but we also most of our gardens, as it happen to be on the two coasts. And we have, in our 27-year history, helped and supported over 80 gardens.
Oh, wow. And, when you guys when you guys step in to help preserve these gardens. What are some of the things that you guys do to make sure that they last? People, they stick around. People can visit them. What is it that you guys do?
Well, it's interesting. Some of it is horticultural, as you might imagine. We've helped gardens that have are in need of disaster relief. We've helped gardens after Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans that really just need a helping hand. And sometimes that's, as they say, boots on the ground, where we'll send a crew to help install things and also help them financially. But some of it is actually the sort of thing which I think gardeners might find surprising in our mission, which is that we might help them set up a 501c3 so that they can become a nonprofit, because many of our gardens, as you might imagine, many significant gardens, start out as private projects. It's a wonderful horticulturalist or a designer who starts a garden and is very committed to it. And then when that garden wants to go from being a private enterprise to a public enterprise, it's open to the public, the skill set might be different. So we offer professional services. We help them build a board, and we teach them as much as we can. We offer what knowledge we have to try to help them grow and as an organization, because the goals of a public garden are often quite different than the goals of a private garden.
Now, when people think of public garden, they think of parks or open space. Now, you guys do a wide variety of styles and sizes that I see, because on your guys' website, you guys have a list of certain gardens that you guys are involved with. And I was going through the list, and I mean, I don't know if you can answer this question, but from what I see, it varies greatly. What's kind of like the smallest garden you guys are a part of? But then you guys also have some very large ones, correct?
Yeah, we do. We have worked with we've worked with some great gardens in California. I know you guys are based in California, and we've our sort of founding garden, if you will, the garden that inspired our founder Frank Cabot to start the organization, is the remarkable Ruth Bancroft Garden, which is in Walnut Creek in the Bay Area, and they're just celebrating their 25th anniversary as an open garden, and they're a remarkable dry garden. Ruth Bancroft was a woman who didn't really start gardening until about age 65, and recently just passed away at age 109, which I always like to say it's probably because she spent so much time in the garden that she lived so long. And it's a very unusual garden. It was not the sort of garden that our founder, Frank Cabot, understood or liked, but when he went and traveled to the San Francisco area and people said, you must go see this garden, he followed the advice and went to see this garden. I think it's about 7 acres, so it's relatively small. We also have been involved in a garden in the Seattle area called the Chase Garden, and that's a garden that we actually were stewards of for a number of years, and that's a small residential garden in sort of a modernist Japanesque style. And so it's not the size of the garden that makes it important. It's the quality of the horticulture or its history or who it was involved with, who created it, that might make it rise to our attention. And of course, it's also a question of the desire of the owner. We tend to interact primarily with gardens that start off their life as private gardens.
Mm-hmm.
James, there's all different types of gardens, as you alluded to, and some gardens would require much more maintenance. And I wonder, I guess because I'm a rosarian, I'm thinking of rose gardens and how they can fall apart within a really brief period of time. Would you stick with more traditional gardens that have trees and shrubs and maybe more park-like settings? Or would you ever do something like a rose garden?
Not at all. Of course we would. We are working with one of our preservation projects is a remarkable garden in I guess it's in Washington, Connecticut. It's in sort of Litchfield County, Connecticut, called Hollister House, a famous garden just recently profiled in Garden Design magazine. And its creator, George Shelkoff, has created what I would call a traditional sort of a take on obviously it's in Connecticut, so it's not really an English garden, but it's an English-style garden influenced by many great English gardens which he had visited. and it's been created around an 18th century farmstead, if you will.
Hey, James, we're going to take a break. Hold that thought, James. We've got a break coming up here, so we'll come right back. Okay, buddy. Approaching 30 minutes after the hour, in studio, Deborah Lee Baldwin. She's going to be coming up in just a little while. John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox, I'm Bryan Main. Welcome. We are broadcasting on BizTalk Radio Facebook Live on your Saturday, St. Patrick's Day 2018.
This is Joe Lample from Growing a Greener World. With the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite Organic Nitrogen Fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 3 months. The organic nitrogen is slow release and won't burn plants even during hot, dry weather. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for 90 years. Milorganite, for better results naturally. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
Due to an upturn in the economy, Main Street Business Loans has pre-approved the release of millions of dollars in small business funding. Your business may already be pre-approved to receive up to $250,000. We've sent out millions of pre-approval letters. We see the economy growing, and our underwriters believe now is the time to invest in your business so you can grow faster and make more money. And we're prepared to give you up to $250,000 to do it. Your funds can be available in 5 days. There are no application fees, no annual fees, just quick access to up to $250,000. If your business did not receive your approval letter to get up to $250,000, call Main Street Business Loans Approval Desk now.
800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. That's 800-430-7570.
Do you have insects on your roses? Do you have borers damaging your trees and shrubs due to stress or the drought? This is Tiger Palafox with Garden America Radio. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench is a great product that will give you season-long protection against many insects. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench can act as a preventer or a curative for insects that suck, chew, or bore on your plants. This may be the easiest product to use. Simply measure, mix in a bucket, and pour around the base of the tree. One application can last up to a full year. Protect your trees with Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench. Find it at your local independent nursery or fertilome.com.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. 800-915-9658. That's 800-915-9658.
National Funding Group has just released $100 million in easy access small business funding to businesses that gross at least $100,000 a year. You can have fast access up to $500,000 in new business capital in as little as 48 hours. Think about the ways you could grow your business if you had up to a $500,000 cash infusion. Call an NFG funding expert now. The process is easy. It only takes about 5 minutes. Then our management-owned lending team looks at your application for a fast approval. You can get 100% funded in about 2 days. If you need up to $500,000 in working capital to run your business and you gross at least $100,000 a year, call NFG and apply today. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. That's 800-296-1564.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product? Do you think companies would be interested in your idea? Do you want to try to get a patent? Then call InventHelp now. InventHelp keeps your idea confidential and explains every step of the invention process. We create professional materials representing your idea and submit it to companies who are looking for new ideas. We have more than 9,000 companies who have agreed to review ideas in confidence. If a company shows interest in manufacturing your invention, we can negotiate negotiate on your behalf. We have helped over 10,000 clients receive patents. We also offer services including 3D modeling and animation demonstrating your idea, prototyping services, and we use state-of-the-art technology to show InventHelp client ideas to additional companies. Join the thousands of people just like you who chose InventHelp to pursue their idea. We are experienced. We are working for you. We are InventHelp.
Call us for free information at 1-800-607-8945. That's 1-800-607-8945. Again, 1-800-607-8945.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or john@gardenamerica.com.
Thank you for sitting through the commercial break. We are back. It is 35 minutes after the hour. I should say, though, the commercial break does keep us on the air. Facebook Live, I'm Bryan Main. Deborah Lee Baldwin is here. We've got John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. We're going to be getting to Deborah Lee Baldwin here shortly, but right back to James, Tiger, as we continue and slowly wrap things up this morning.
Yeah, we had to interrupt James.
Yeah, sorry,
right
James.
in the middle of what he was...
Yeah, and what he was
Not at all.
talking, what James, let me just refresh what you were speaking about was the Hollister House, and I pulled up the Hollister House from your guys' website, gardenconservancy.org, and I was showing some of the pictures to John over here about the style, and I mean, what an undertaking. I mean, it looks beautiful, but from a maintenance standpoint, I mean, I'm sure there's so much work that goes involved, but then I also noticed on the same page, you guys are promoting an event. I don't know if you guys are hosting it, but June 17th through the 24th, you're going to have a tour led by Arnie Maynard.
Arnie Maynard. Hollister House is, Hollister House is doing that tour. Yeah, it's actually sold out. So they, like the Garden Conservancy, we do tours for our members, and Hollister House decided to take a trip to England because gardeners love to look at other gardens, and it's a great way to continue education and help people learn about the history of gardens and also just get design ideas. I think that most gardeners are curious about other gardens, and one of the things that the Garden Conservancy does is garden education.
And that is a super point and a big topic that people are interested in other gardens, and you guys do host an event that allows people to see some of these gardens, correct?
We do. Just a few. About 300 gardens nationwide. And what, of course, you're referring to is our nearly 25-year-old program called Open Days.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And, Open Days was based on an English program that to open and coordinate the visitation of private gardens nationwide. So this year we will open approximately 287 gardens at present. We've got 287 gardens all signed up, and we'll probably have a few more before season's end. And interestingly, some of these gardens, as you all know as gardeners, gardens are interesting at different times in their season. So some of those gardens open at several times for us. And these are just private gardens that are not open to the public. And the homeowners or the garden designers open these because they want to share their gardens. I often say that gardeners are just naturally the most generous people on earth, and they work hard to create these wonderful spaces, and then they want to share them with other people. So we often say that the mission of the Garden Conservancy is to save and share gardens. And the saving we've talked about a little earlier, our preservation programs. But the sharing is equally important, and so we open these gardens through Open Days, and our directory is just about to come out. So go to our website, as you say, it's gardenconservancy.org, and either sign up to become a member. If you become a member, you get an Open Days directory automatically, or you can just purchase the directory online.
Yeah, and I see that there's also ways to buy tickets, and you guys have books and all kinds of other wonderful things on there. And, what a great organization to just be a part of, no matter where you're at, to help preserve wonderful gardens throughout the country. One of the things that's kind of needing to happen for us is to make sure that these gardens live on past our own lives, so that way people can see what's been done in the past and what's going to be doing what they're going to be doing in the future. James, I want to thank you very much for joining us this morning. Such great info, such a great organization. And, once again, people can go to gardenconservancy.org, find out more information about your guys' events, about your guys' network of gardens, and also how to donate, how to become a part of it themselves. So thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Tiger. All
yeah,
right.
and I think you're in New York right now. Is that correct?
That's correct. But I was just out in Montecito. I was just out in your neck of the woods.
Oh, okay. Well, take care back there and stay safe back there. I hear they're having another storm.
Coming up.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
Thank you, James.
Bye-bye.
You notice his phone connection cleared up there right toward the very end.
Nice.
So we do apologize if you were picking up some distortion, but we got it fixed at the very end, and there was some good information there from James, who was back in New York and carrying the big burden, as you say, Tiger.
Yeah, man, that's got to be a tough job to kind of pick and choose what gardens
Sure.
to go, because like John was mentioning, I mean, every garden is different, and just because you might not agree with the style,
right,
doesn't mean that a million other people don't, and so you have to preserve those ones still nonetheless.
And I'm sure he has his biases. I mean, you can't help it. Yeah. I think people are wondering what we're doing. I'm not sure how much you can see, but we are coloring.
Yeah, John, this is what
I've never heard him be so quiet.
I've never had him be so quiet on air that we just need to put a coloring book in front of him from now on out.
Hold up your bags, guys. Show the camera.
Well,
I've been working.
Mine's not really
I've been
done.
working
I
here.
just started.
Yeah.
Well, Tiger will catch up.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, so much fun stuff going on this morning.
Carolyn made a comment on Facebook, and she said that the Garden Conservancy open days are always beautiful and fun. So a lot of listeners are already participating in these, Tiger.
That's cool, because I just found out about it recently, and so I think it's always fun when you find out something new. And you go to your community garden tours all the time, whether you live in a community that has one or a neighboring community that has garden tours. But 300 gardens in a directory to be able to visit across the nation, and then to think that you can be able to travel to these and enjoy them and be able to look into some of the private gardens and then get special access to some of the public ones is a pretty neat thing.
Some people that are into sports make it, they'll visit stadiums across the country.
Right.
So wouldn't this be a fun thing to try to hit each one of those 300 gardens?
Yeah. Got a lot of time on your hands.
Oh, wow.
We could, if we did one a month, how long would it take us?
300 months?
It would take a while. Exactly.
Good point,
speaking of that, John, this would be a good time to mention our trip coming up in July to England.
Speaking of gardens, right?
Yeah, going north of London and doing a lot of what we just talked about this morning with James.
Yeah, we're going to see some famous public gardens like Sissinghurst and who's the Great Dixter. That's what I was trying to think of. Those are pretty famous public gardens, but we're going to be traveling. Our tour leaders are going to be English garden writers. So they're going to be taking us to some private gardens, not open to the public. So we're going to be able to see what these look like, Tiger, before the Garden Conservancy has to get hold of them.
Yeah, right?
Exactly. Now, we still have a few spaces left, though. We're trying to fill this up, right?
We do.
Okay.
We do. And if you know any, let's see, we leave July 1st.
July 1st, but if you want to stay in London, you can go a little bit early if you want to see London.
You can do whatever you want, but...
but July 1st is the drop-dead date that we're going to be doing things, right?
Well, that's when we start.
Yeah.
And we start with a trip to the Hampton Court Flower Show, which I'm really excited to see because everybody knows about the Chelsea Flower Show, but I've been told by many people that the Hampton Court Flower Show far surpasses it. So
what do people do?
In either case,
if they want to go,
I don't think we'll be disappointed.
If they want to go, what do they do?
Well, first of all, if you want to see the itinerary day by day, just go to gardenamerica.com, and right there on the homepage is a link to the itinerary. You can find out the cost of the tour, the exact dates, what we'll be doing each day. And as you like to say, Brian, the tour is all-inclusive.
It's all-inclusive. Everything, I think your tips are included.
Even the tips, yeah.
The taxes are included. Maybe a few meals may not be. Just bring spending money.
No, but most of the meals are included.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun.
So do that. We want a few spaces filled up here. So do what you can to go.
Yeah, we'd like to have maybe 3-4 more people.
3-4 more people for this tailored trip. This is not something you're going to go to, your AAA office and it's a cookie cutter type trip. It is a tailored trip for Garden America listeners and Facebook viewers.
Yeah, the majority of the time is going to be spent away from London. We're going to be in the Cotswolds, so you'll get to see Old English.
Right.
Or an Old English town, the way that you picture it in your mind.
Yeah, thatched roofs and a lot of green.
That's right. The Old English gardens.
That's what I picture.
It's going to be fun.
Love English gardens.
Yeah. Deborah, have you ever been to Sissinghurst?
I have. It's wonderful. Oh, Sissinghurst is a trip of a lifetime. And the Cotswolds, those narrow cobbled roads and it's right out of a fairy tale. And you can take hikes through pasture land and see these steeples rising up over the different low rolling hills in England. There's nothing like it. And they have such a passion for gardening there too. This is going to be the best trip. You're going to have such a good time.
This sounds like, based on your very good description, a once upon a time they lived happily ever after trip.
If you've ever had a romantic notion of England and English gardens, you're going to the right place.
All right.
There's nothing like it.
It is break time, 45 minutes after the hour. One more segment coming up. And again, stay tuned. Deborah Lee Baldwin coming up here before too long with a lot of great information, a lot of good visuals. So try to lock in on Facebook Live so you can see exactly what's happening here on Garden America.
Hi, this is gardening expert Melinda Myers. Keeping the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite slow-release nitrogen fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 10 weeks. The non-burning, non-leaching formula provides a slow and consistent flow of nutrients. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for over 90 years. Milorganite for better results. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait.
Call 800-605-5370. 800-605-5370. Call 800-605-5370.
This is Joe Lample from Growing a Greener World. With the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite organic nitrogen fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 3 months. The organic nitrogen is slow release and won't burn plants even during hot, dry weather. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for 90 years. Milorganite, for better results naturally. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
Are you ready to leave your corporate job behind and be your own boss? Have you ever dreamed of owning a business? Do you have $50,000 or more sitting around in a 401k? If you answered yes, it's time to invest in yourself by buying or starting a business or franchise. IRS code allows you to use money in a 401k to invest in a business with absolutely no penalties or taxes. At Guidant Financial, we've helped more than 11,000 entrepreneurs invest $3 billion in retirement assets into the small businesses and franchises of their dreams. So if you've got $50,000 or more in a 401k and you're looking for a way to start a business, call Guidant Financial now for free information and to learn more. Operators are standing by for your call. 800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. That's 800-570-6630.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-569-3414. That's 800-569-3414. Again, 800-569-3414.
I live alone and rarely have visitors. So when I slipped and fell in the kitchen last month and couldn't get to a phone, I knew I was in trouble. Help! I could barely move. Help! I tried calling for help, but no one could hear me. As I lay there, I couldn't help but think of my kids and grandkids having to go on without me. I was terrified. It took 8 hours for my neighbor to find me. It could have been the end of me. That's when I knew I needed Life Alert. With just one press of this button, I'm connected to the Life Alert Center, where I can get the help I need, even when I cannot reach a phone. With Life Alert, I'm never alone.
Call 1-800-414-1958 for your free Life Alert brochure. That's 1-800-414-1958. 1-800-414-1958. Call for your free Life Alert brochure today at 1-800-414-1958.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
And remember, questions, comments right there on Facebook. A lot of people getting actively involved. You can also email John at gardenamerica.com. Still taking phone calls. Some of the old-timers like to call us at 855-424-9825. I say that lovingly. 855-424-9825, John at gardenamerica.com. And, of course, Facebook Live. We are waiting patiently. Deborah Lee Baldwin going to be getting ready here. Top of the hour just after with everything that she's brought this morning. As you can see, some of the shots on Facebook, some of the many things that she's been doing, some of her books, and I don't know how she finds the time to do what she does, and even taking time to come and be with us this morning.
I know. What a pleasure it is to have her in studio. So one of the things that's been happening this week in our community, in our industry, is that, you know, with these kind of scattered rains that have been happening in Southern California and then the storms in the East Coast, is it changes the way garden centers do business. We've talked about this before, where weekends are when garden centers do their business, and then, you know, during the week is when they kind of rebuild their nurseries or centers and
to get ready for the next
weekend, right?
Right.
And on the East Coast, they're still early, so they're still anticipating spring. It's not to say that their spring hasn't hit yet, but, you know, John has mentioned a number of times that they would do all their business in 3 to 4 weekends. I was monitoring some of the industry Facebook's pages and different websites and things, and a few of the storms have battered a few of the greenhouses and, you know, changed the way that they're growing some of these, you know, perennial plants and things like that because of this weather. But I think that people, when they're looking at a garden center now going forward, no matter where you're at, anticipate there being a little bit more of a crunch to get things, because some of the supply chains have dropped off. You know, I know that, for instance, here on the West Coast, there's a few things that get shipped from the East Coast, and they've been delayed because of storms that have grounded the trucks and stopped the shipping lanes. And then here on the West Coast, because of the cooler weather, we're asking for a lot of plants, and they're not becoming available yet. Meaning, you know, when a grower grows a plant, 6 to 8 weeks, they usually kind of are, you know, a time frame where they get a plug and then they put it into a pot, and, you know, depending on the grower and how they're growing it. But if they have a few weeks of cool weather, that's now pushing it out 10 weeks.
You remember about a month or so ago, we went through a warm spell here,
Right.
and we were talking about, oh, well, spring is here. Here we go. Time to get out there. And we said, no.
Right.
It's going to be cold. Remember going to baseball games in April, and you're bundled up.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
just because we see a couple of 2 or 3 days of warm weather here in San Diego, Southern California, it doesn't mean that, we're heading into spring and summer is here. And even in the East Coast this year, as you're mentioning, they've had unusually warm temperatures. It'll be, rainy, snowy one day, then the next day in the 60s. So it's been very up and down.
My brother in Michigan last week, I think I read you his I think it was a text, said that he had been out on Tuesday riding a bicycle with my nephew, and 2 days later they had 8 inches of snow.
Exactly. So it's been just playing havoc with people trying to get ready. But we also mentioned a few weeks ago, we talked about the snow, how people back east and throughout the Midwest have that window of opportunity that they'll brave the elements to get out there, buy their plants, and get done what they need to get done because they only have so much time. Here, we're pretty much year-round.
Right.
I mean, really, if you want to look at it that way.
If you wanted to keep planting in June, you can keep planting in June, kind of a thing.
It depends. Are you going to be very successful? Maybe not.
We start shipping our vegetables, by the way, since we're talking about this, on Monday.
Okay, so those that have ordered can look forward to that?
Those that have ordered
vegetables.
And actually, I'm surprised because we have some going to Massachusetts on Monday.
Wow.
Really?
Got to go to a greenhouse.
But, yeah, they put them in a greenhouse, and
Good.
They start them early. And if you go to gardenamerica.com and see all the grafted vegetables we have available, you'll see that the soonest you can get them now is April 2nd, because I had to change all the dates because we've sold out of our first crop. But there are a few items I could ship on Monday. So
what do those people need to do, John? How do they butter you up, in other words?
Well, what you need to do is, if you're putting an order in now for April 2nd, and you would like it earlier, if you put a note in the comment box that just says ship as soon as possible, then I can ship either Monday or the following week. But otherwise, it's April 2nd.
Okay.
And you know what else is
day after April Fool's Day? That was very smart planning on your part.
You know what else is going out on April 2nd are the yellow geraniums.
I was just going to ask about that. How are those coming along?
Did you see Deborah Lee Baldwin? Did you see her reaction to that? And we're getting the same reaction online, too.
I love the way they look online. I can't wait to get mine.
Well, since I don't see an order for Deborah, I guess
that was the order, John.
I guess what she's saying is she wants me to bring her one next weekend to the succulent celebration. So I will do that.
Yeah, that was her special order, so that was good that you picked up on that.
All right.
Yeah, we had a few of those last year in the nursery, and they came out wonderful. Exactly what the picture. Sometimes, when you see the picture online, you kind of get disappointed.
Like going to a restaurant, reading the menu.
Yeah, it's true. Sizzler's menu's the worst, or the Chili's. But
what would you combine them with in the garden? What would you combine the yellow geraniums with in the garden?
Well, yellow kind of goes with a lot of different things.
You almost
you've got
anything,
yellow
right?
and green, right?
Yeah.
And
purple.
And you know that.
Purple.
If you want to make a statement, that definitely would do it.
It's a pale creamy yellow, isn't it? It's not a strong yellow. Am I correct?
It looks strong yellow to me. Am I just that's just the picture?
It's a pale yellow, but it's not a
pastel.
It's not a pastel. It's a little darker. It's really pretty. But I was going to mention that geraniums or pelargoniums are actually kind of drought tolerant.
Yeah, very much. I think that they could be classified as succulents. I mean, seriously. Okay, you're laughing over there.
No, but they do have the succulent style leaf,
and they're so easy to start from cuttings. Say
right
now, is this ever been in any one of your books, Deborah?
Geraniums are in the companion plants section.
Okay,
of
good.
My books.
I thought maybe we were developing new ideas here as we went along.
Well, pelargonium. There are succulent pelargoniums. The South African pelargoniums are succulents. They look a little different than the varieties that we sell as bedding plants. And we should probably mention to our listeners that when we use the term geranium, we're really talking about pelargoniums.
Okay.
Because geraniums are perennials, and they die to the ground in the winter, and they come back up.
Yeah, they're the crane's bills.
Right.
Yeah. Does that help anyone?
I think so. Hey, you know what? We're getting to that time where we're going to hear the music here in just a couple of minutes. There we go. There's the music. Now, that music means it is break time. We've got news coming up on many of these Biz Talk radio stations. Again, we are on Facebook Live. Next hour, Deborah Lee Baldwin for the entire hour. A lot of visuals, a lot of great information. Get ready.
Right.
This is going to be it.
We're starting to get questions on Facebook for Deborah.
Right. 855-424-9825. Questions, comments on Facebook Live or John at gardenamerica.com. We are back at 6 minutes after. Do stay with us.
The opinions you hear on Biz Talk Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of this station, Biz Talk Radio, its management, or advertisers. The information on Biz Talk Radio does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or service. If you have any questions about Biz Talk Radio, contact us at 817-274-1609 or at biztalkradio.com. Biz Talk Radio.
For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King. The former FBI Deputy Director, Andrew McCabe, has been fired 1 day before he was to retire after an internal investigation relating to the Hillary Clinton email case. Correspondent Paula Reed.
This recommendation is coming from an internal ethics official within the FBI. That official determined that Mr. McCabe violated Federal Bureau of Investigation policy by not being fully forthcoming about contacts that he had with a reporter. They call it, quote, a lack of candor, and this is considered one of the cardinal sins inside the FBI.
McCabe is also a key figure in the Russia probe. CBS's Pat Milton spoke with him.
He said in the interview with CBS News, I strongly believe that this is the latest chapter in a year-long attack on my credibility and my service to the country.
You're listening to USA Radio News.
Hi, I'm Wayne Alaroot. It doesn't take much for grocery store shelves to go from fully stocked to completely bare. Please don't wait for an emergency to happen to become a victim of chaos and a government that cannot provide. Make sure you have an adequate food storage supply and use My Patriot Supply. These are great folks I've started working with. They've helped me plan for an emergency. I'm here to tell you it doesn't have to be difficult. In fact, with this first step, you can make any crisis seem like an inconvenience. Get each person in your household a 2-week emergency food kit from My Patriot Supply. They're only $67. That's it. $67 for 2 weeks of food that lasts up to 25 years. Call now, 888-524-6540, or use the special website, preparewithwayne.com. Preparewithwayne.com. Do it today and prepare so you can feed your family when a crisis strikes. 888-524-6540, 888-524-6540, or preparewithwayne.com.
A Palestinian driver rammed into 2 Israeli soldiers in the West Bank on Friday, killing them and injuring others in what authorities are terming as a terrorist attack. The driver, recently released from prison on a 17-month sentence for security-related crimes, was captured as he fled the scene. Various Palestinian groups called for a day of rage on Friday to protest President Trump's recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital. Russia says it's retaliating after Great Britain expelled its diplomats this past week. Correspondent Larry Miller in London.
The British ambassador was summoned to the Russian Foreign Ministry in Moscow to be told that 23 of his staff are being expelled. That's the same number of Russian diplomats who've been told to leave London. Russia warns that if Britain takes further action, it will match it. This diplomatic punch and counter-punch comes after a nerve agent attack on a former Russian spy and his daughter in England.
This is USA Radio News.
Everyone loves liberty, so why are you letting other people tell you what's best for your health care? Exercise your freedom with Liberty Health Share. Liberty Health Share is a community of people who voluntarily share one another's medical costs. Members are able to take back the freedom to make their own decisions about their health care. Stop letting others tell you what to do. Call us at 855-58-LIBERTY for more information, or check us out online at libertyhealthshare.org. That's libertyhealthshare.org.
There's a new sobering study about binge drinking. USA's Chris Barnes reports.
Would suggest that America has a drinking problem. The CDC report saying U.S. adults consumed over 17 billion binge drinks in 2015, which would mean about 470 binge drinks per binge drinker. Binge drinking is defined as consuming 5 or more drinks and 4 or more drinks women in a 2-hour time frame. And the research shows that 1 in 6, or 37 million adults, binge drink about once a week, and they consume an average of 7 drinks per instance. For USA Radio News, I'm Chris Barnes.
The European Union has released a long list of American exports it could target should President Trump succeed in levying import tariffs on steel and aluminum. The 10-page list includes hundreds of products imported from the United States to the EU, including cigarettes, whiskey, corn, yachts, and kitchen furniture. Though China produces and exports the majority of the world's steel, 10% of the steel imported by the United States is produced by EU member nations. Trump has his own retaliations planned. Should the EU initiate new tariffs, Trump has threatened to impose new taxes on vehicles imported to the U.S. by European car makers. Trump is expected to offer exemptions to Canada, Mexico, and Australia. For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King.
This is an urgent health notice for all residents suffering from back, neck, knee, and wrist pain. You may qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you, but the deadline is fast approaching. Simply call the Health Alert Hotline now.
You heard right. You may qualify for a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace. These items may even be covered by Medicare or your private insurance. The Health Alert Hotline is your brace company. These specialized braces have been tested for pain relief. Call us toll-free right now to determine your eligibility and to learn how to use your private insurance or Medicare to minimize your out-of-pocket cost. Don't wait. If the deadline passes, you may lose your opportunity to get a pain-relieving back, neck, knee, or wrist brace at little or no cost to you.
800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. 800-306-1760. That's 800-306-1760.
Welcome to the Garden America Radio Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do in the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or send us your questions and comments to john@gardenamerica.com. Now, here's Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on Biz Talk Radio and the Garden America Radio Network.
We hope you enjoyed that little break. I know we did. You probably saw us doing various things, still coloring. I'm the last one to finish my coloring my bag, and I'm not happy with my work. Tiger did a great job. I would post that on Facebook.
Yes.
Mine I would post somewhere to explain how not to color. How did you do, John?
I never finished, but Deborah can hold mine up and show it to you.
He's still working on it. He's not finished. But you know what? It has a certain simple elegance just as it is.
Yeah, mine is more elegant. Tiger's looks like a millennial colored it.
Mine is faded. I didn't get those
it's exciting.
deep colors.
Yeah, you can go over it. You can add more. Don't.
Yours
you can
says
even
something
have a fresh
about
bag
you.
if you're frustrated.
Can I really? Okay.
You know, if you have any questions at all about cactus or succulents, it's a good topic for anywhere in the country. Because
Why? Who's here that can answer that?
Well, Deborah can definitely answer any questions. If you've taken a look, if you're on Facebook and looking at us in studio, Deborah brought all her books.
I did.
And how many books have you written? 35 now? Or does it just seem like that?
Well, this is the latest. This is Designing with Succulents, the second edition. Are you getting a little feedback?
You know, that is a...
No, we're just okay. You might want to bring it down just a bit, down and out.
Okay, that's better.
Up a little bit.
Up a little bit now.
Okay, up towards your mouth.
Okay.
How about that, right
How
there?
about, okay, it doesn't sound...
No, it sounds okay, good.
That sounds perfect.
Anyway, the second edition of Designing with Succulents just came out. It is the celebratory 10th anniversary edition from Timber Press. Celebrating 10 years of phenomenal change in the world of succulents, and it is almost entirely a brand new book.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I don't even think it's fair to call it the second edition.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's a completely new book.
Well, it is. It's about, I kept the best bits from the first edition.
Yeah.
About 10 or 15%.
But I don't want listeners to think if they have the first edition that they don't need the second.
You know what I remember?
You need the second.
You do,
yes.
because usually on the second edition of a book, there's it's usually the old book and updated with some things that have just come out.
But here's what I remember you mentioning last time you were here. How's this for a memory? That in your first book, when you went back and looked at it as you were writing your second book, I believe, you noticed, I don't want to call them mistakes, but things that you had to go back and maybe clarify or correct. Is that right?
Well, and they corrected those in other printings.
Okay.
You have to get the terms correct. The second printing is different from a second edition.
Right.
A second edition really is an entirely new book.
The
second
third
printing,
time is the charm, though.
Yeah, well, all my books have done really well, and you have a book out. Tell us about your new book. And you're going to be with me at the Succulent Celebration with other authors.
Well, Bob Reedmiller and I wrote a book called Success with Succulents that's just meant to be an overall book. But what I really enjoy seeing is that anytime I go to Amazon to see how my book is doing, and it shows people who bought this book also bought, and it's always one of Deborah's books.
You know what I call that? Also bots. I have created a word, ALSOBOT.
An also bot?
We are also bots.
But when I go the other way around, Deborah, and I look on one of your books, nobody's also bought my book.
Well, that's going to change.
I think it'll only change if you say you can't buy yours unless you get mine.
Have you ever met anyone so sweet and humble as John Bagnasco? Let's just pause for a moment.
Yeah, you know what? I think I've met a lot of people.
With Deborah. Hey, we have a few email questions and
let's get to those.
Facebook questions for Deborah. And one is kind of timely. Pat says that, first of all, she says, so happy to see Deborah Lee Baldwin on your show.
Hi, Pat.
So a question for the Queen. I live in Southern California, and I've been enjoying the rain, but most of my succulents and cacti are in containers with well-draining soil. They love the first showers, but should I continue to leave them in the rain? How much is too much rain? I protected my lithops, which are mimicry plants, living stones they're called. But what about the rest?
Well, I would say we haven't had enough rain that you need to worry about it if they are in very well-draining soil and the containers are well-draining. If you might want to check and make sure that they're not sitting on dirt in the garden, because that can plug the hole, and then you'll see that they are sitting in a
Or make sure they're not in saucers. You don't have saucers.
Saucers, yes, that is such a good point.
Yeah.
Because saucers will hold the water, and then that lower part of the soil turns into a primordial soup that rots the roots, and then you won't even notice it until the whole stem turns to mush. But basically, I've got all mine out in the rain, and they're loving it.
A combination of wet and cold is not good for succulents.
Exactly. No. Yeah. Very good point.
And I think, at least in Southern California, even though we have some cooler weather with the rain, it is warm enough so that we probably don't have to worry about rotting from the cold. But, once the soil's wet, it can't get any wetter.
Good point. And they're growing now. They're coming out of winter dormancy. We're not getting frost at night. It's far enough into the spring that we don't have to worry about that. There's nothing that a plant, any kind of plant, loves as much as a spring rain shower.
There are two things in my garden that have always been the same since I moved into my place that are still there. The two palms that I have and all the succulents. And even the arrangement that you and I did several years ago.
Yes, I remember.
And even some of the ones that I bought at Altman's. Those are the two constants in my backyard that I haven't had to replace or get new plants for. Again, the palms and all the succulents.
And that was very similar to the garden I grew up in. My dad, I don't think he ever paid for a plant.
Well, just ask John. Neither have I.
But he got the pass-along plants. He got the palm trees that sprung up from seed and the succulents that you could start from cuttings and the geraniums.
I get John's companion plants. Here's a bamboo. I don't want it.
But they're terrific plants, perfect for Southern California.
And we talked, extensively in the past how people think that cactus and succulents are one color, green, which couldn't be further from the truth.
Very true. They're every color of the rainbow. As you can see, you probably wonder what I'm doing, right? I am sitting here making clay succulents for the crowns that I'm going to have at the Super Succulent Celebration for people to try on for selfies and post on social media. And we have a headphoneless head over there. So let's have Tiger, the handsome Tiger.
He's doing a great job directing, by the way.
Yes.
I'm watching his camera work on Facebook.
And you notice?
Don't scare people, Tiger.
And you notice that he's wearing a bright green T-shirt so that I don't pinch him?
That's exactly why I didn't wear green.
Oh, you want me to pinch you?
Absolutely.
I'll be over there pinching you, honey.
Look at that.
Good job, Tiger.
Yeah, it
Beautiful.
Looks very good.
So I have 2 crowns that I'm bringing.
Now, where did you get the idea for that?
Well, I have been on occasion called the Queen of Succulents.
Yeah.
But there are other queens of succulents. There are kings of succulents.
Queens and kings need crowns.
Well, I think that everybody who grows and loves succulents is royalty, and they deserve to show it. They show that they're proud of it. And what better opportunity than to wear a crown and take a photo, and I'll take your photo at the celebration, and I'll use your phone and take your photo. And I've got and the coloring bags. My goodness, I'm giving those away.
Do I see earrings as well there?
You do, and I'm glad you mentioned that because I love my little agave Americana Medio Picta alba earring.
Can you say that backwards?
Yes. No.
Do you sell those, Deborah?
I don't. I've got enough going on.
You know what?
You give so much away.
Well, I made enough that I could sell a few, but these are basically for the raffle.
Tiger? That's awesome.
I'm doing a raffle both days, and I'm giving away a pair of clay agave earrings that I happen to love because I wear them all the time.
Right.
And I know people will love them. And a copy of my coloring book, Sensational Succulents, which I have over there. And so what I hope will
What
draw...
an awesome Mother's Day present that
Right.
would
Hey,
be.
good point.
And again, I do want to somewhat apologize for those just listening on the
Yes,
radio.
I know.
We're doing the best we can to describe, but if
Yeah.
you have your phone handy, just go to Facebook Live, go to Garden America radio page, and you can actually watch exactly what we're talking about.
Now, Deborah, do you have on YouTube or on your website, do you have any videos that show people how to make these?
I do, yeah. I did. I experimented with my phone, and I did a fast forward on how to make one of these little clay succulents, and it was too fast, and it went by like and zip, gone. So then I made an actual video with my camcorder, and I posted it on YouTube. So if you wonder how to make these little clay succulents, you can go to my YouTube channel.
I can't believe how easy you make it seem because
Would you like that one, sweetheart? Look, it goes with your...
it does. The colors are perfect.
You guys can discuss all that because we're going to take a break. And we're going to come right back with more Deborah Lee Baldwin here on Garden America. Okay, questions, comments, right there on Facebook Live on our Facebook page. We'll probably respond to those almost immediately. Also, John, gardenamerica.com or 855-424-9825. Deborah Lee Baldwin, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox, our cameraman and director. I'm Brian Main. We're coming right back. Stay with us.
Hi, this is gardening expert Melinda Myers. Keeping the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite slow-release nitrogen fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 10 weeks. The non-burning, non-leaching formula provides a slow and consistent flow of nutrients. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for over 90 years. Milorganite for better results. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
Do you have insects on your roses? Do you have borers damaging your trees and shrubs due to stress or the drought? This is Tiger Palafox with Garden America Radio. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench is a great product that will give you season-long protection against many insects. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench can act as a preventer or a curative for insects that suck, chew, or bore on your plants. This may be the easiest product to use. Simply measure, mix in a bucket, and pour around the base of the tree. One application can last up to a full year. Protect your trees with Fertilome Tree and Shrub Drench. Find it at your local independent nursery or fertilome.com.
If you're one of the millions of Americans who can't work because of a serious injury or illness, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right. It doesn't matter if you've applied before and the government has said no. Let the experienced attorneys at Bill Gordon and Associates help you get the Social Security disability you deserve. Their team of attorneys have been fighting for benefits for people just like you for over 20 years. And best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. There are many conditions that make you eligible, including some you may not even be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call Bill Gordon and Associates today for your free, no-obligation consultation. See if you qualify for the Social Security benefits you need and deserve. 800-470-4453. 800-470-4453. That's 800-470-4453.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and three-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-935-0752 now and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you a copy of The #1 Mistakes Retirees Are Making with Their Investments Today and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-935-0752. That's 800-935-0752. Employees of J.D. Melberg Financial have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-285-4765 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-285-4765. Again, 800-285-4765.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
As we continue to finish our coloring here, we are back on Garden America. Welcome those watching on Facebook Live. Your questions, comments on Facebook. Also, John at gardenamerica.com or 855-424-9825. I see a lot of questions. I see a lot of comments. John, I don't know where you want to go with this, either email or Facebook. I noticed a couple on Facebook that had some interest.
Where is Facebook?
Shall I read? Okay. Deborah, we talked about this during the break.
Yeah.
And it was from Kathy, who wants to know what succulents do you not like working with, and if so, why is that? What any give you problems?
Actually, that was from Joanna.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Kathy wanted to know if the bags were available online.
Well, the bags are an experiment, and I will find out how well they go. I'm giving them away to newsletter subscribers and book buyers at the Super Succulent Celebration at Waterwise Botanicals coming up Friday and Saturday of this week.
We should tell people how to get information on that.
Well, you can go to the events page of my website. That's always a good place to go, DeborahLeeBaldwin.com events, and to the WaterwiseBotanicals.com website. You can find information there. But anyway, as a way to thank my nearly 10,000 newsletter subscribers, any who come to the event will get a free bag. And anyone who buys a book, of course, will need a bag to carry it in. And so I am bringing them for that as well.
So get them now while they're being given away.
Yes, exactly, because I don't know if I'll run out. And if people want to buy more at the event, then I am selling them. But Kathy, let's see how it goes. And you know what? You email me directly, and maybe we can work something out. Okay?
Okay, and the other question was...
Now, how would they email you directly?
Through my website.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
through a computer, John. Just
Yeah.
type
Through
a few-
computers.
Go-
Oh, that's
go
how
to
you
the,
do it.
Go to the
It's all computers.
the contact page of DeborahLeeBallman.com.
Okay.
Yeah. And the question on
succulents you do not like working
well,
with, if there are any. Are there any?
Yeah, I really had to think hard about that one.
Okay.
But I have to confess that I have had some of the more gorgeous spiny cactus in my garden because I love how they're backlit. I love how some of them turn purple.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just such a klutz around them. I kept getting ripped open and bleeding.
Are these the ones that are very colorful?
Yes. Yes.
I love those too and had some a few years ago, and they didn't do well for me.
Well, they did really well for me, to the point that they were growing into pathways, and I really had to...
Growers have a lot in common.
Yeah.
I was pruning. I'm still in the middle of pruning my roses. I started January 1st, and here it is almost April, and I'm about 2/3 done. But I was working under I think it's a shrub rose called Lyric. And instead of, all roses have thorns, but this one has fishhook thorns.
Oh.
And like you, I kept moving around it, and I kept getting stuck no matter what I was doing. And I was pulling weeds out from underneath it, and I thought I was, far enough away from the branches, but it probably took me an hour and a half to prune that one bush.
John, I wear a loose shirt when I'm out in my patio,
Yeah.
and I have roses all over the place, and I'll walk by one, and it'll grab me and pull me back. And I turn around, and I can't unhook myself from the thorns.
Well, those fishhook spines, too, that the plants are smart. They want to hook onto you.
Yes.
So that you will carry them, especially the cactus that break apart like the choyas. They want you to carry them to another part of the garden where then you'll notice, disattach them, drop them, and they'll root.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, my wife is on her back patio. She said she did it for our granddaughter, but I think she did it for herself. She made a little fairy garden that she's had out there for probably 2 years, maybe going on 3 years. And every now and then she'll put a little new figure in it or another little plant. But right now, the plants that probably are most prominent in that garden are succulents. And those succulents came from the top of the bird seed that you passed out when you were
the horticulturist.
You became the horticulturist of the year for 2017, right?
Yeah, at the San Diego Hort Society.
Right. And Deborah had these because she also likes birds. So she had little mason jars of bird seed, and then on the top of it, she hot glued succulents.
Can't take credit. Jeannie Meadow.
Well,
and her posse. And Fallbrook.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was your idea, though.
No, it wasn't. Actually, Jeannie said,
"Oh, really?
How can we make these succulent gifts for attendees different?" And Deborah, and she knows my hobby is bird feeding, wild birds. So she filled the little jars with bird seed, and then on the top did a lovely succulent composition.
Yeah, so it looked like a little arrangement on the top, and we kept it, I'm going to say 3 months like that out on the patio.
Yeah.
And there was no soil. They were just hot glued onto the top of this. And after about 3 months, they started to desiccate, dry up a little bit. So all I did was pull them off and stick them in my wife's fairy garden. And now every one of them is growing.
Oh,
I think
that's
every
wonderful.
single one.
Isn't that terrific?
Yes.
Well, so I don't know if you'd like to see what I'm doing here with the clay succulents. I have just taken a circular center, and this is Sculpey clay. And
where do you get sculpting clay?
Sculpey, Sculpey at Michael's Anycrafts or online. And then I've taken that round and squished it together at the bottom to create the center of the rosette. Now, I'd already done that with this one, so let's have kind of a double center there. And then you just start constructing from, I made pea-sized pieces of clay. And I'm just starting with
And this again is on your website if people want to see it?
Yeah, well, the how to make the earrings.
is on your website.
Is on my website, or
John,
rather on YouTube.
I was going to say, John, you've got a good view of what she's doing. Can you do a play-by-play for the radio people, please?
I have, I'm watching and I'm just
for the radio,
mesmerized. I can't
let me do a
figure out
play-by-play.
what she's
Okay,
doing.
Deborah, you go ahead.
Okay, so what I'm working with is soft, sculpy clay in colors that are roughly similar to succulents, the lavenders and pinks and greens and blues. And then I'm taking a piece of clay and rolling it into a pea-sized ball and then flattening it between my fingertips to make a pancake that is smaller than a penny. And then that becomes an outer leaf for the rosette that I'm composing. And so you just keep adding those outer leaves, very similar to a rose. But the reason why this looks like a succulent and not a rose, I actually had to do some work on this, is that the center of a rose looks very different from the center of a succulent. The center of a succulent has tiny leaves that are about to form, and the center of a rose has the actual area that gets pollinated. Come on, help me here with a botanical term.
The stamens?
The center of a flower. It has
Yeah.
the center of a flower.
Okay.
Whereas you have leaves in the center of a succulent.
We're going to take a break. That's what the music means here, so hold that thought as we continue and do our best to describe what's happening to our radio listeners. Those of you on Facebook, thanks to Tiger, getting a great shot of what Deborah Lee Baldwin's putting together this morning. Any questions? 855-424-9825. Also, John at GardenAmerica.com, and keep posting those Facebook questions live, questions, comments on Facebook on our Facebook page. I'm Bryan Main, Deborah Lee Baldwin, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. Going to take a break. We're coming right back.
This is Joe Lample from Growing a Greener World. With the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite organic nitrogen fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 3 months. The organic nitrogen is slow release and won't burn plants even during hot, dry weather. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for 90 years. Milorganite, for better results naturally. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
Allergy congestion, cut grass, cat on the sofa, dust in the carpet. Whenever allergy congestion makes you feel trapped, break through with Allegra D for 5-in-1 24-hour multi-symptom relief. Allegra D combines a non-drowsy antihistamine with a powerful decongestant for fast relief that starts working in just 1 hour. Break through allergy congestion with Allegra D. Use only as directed. Guaranteed or your money back. Visit Allegra.com.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
888-785-0618. 888-785-0618. 888-785-0618. That's 888-785-0618.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1769. 855-325-1769. That's 855-325-1769.
We paid less for our Craftmatic today than we did 20 years ago.
If you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and free information on today's Craftmatic adjustable beds. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Rated #1 by consumers nationwide on consumeraffairs.com. Craftmatic beds come in all mattress types, including cool gel memory foam for up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand. Enjoy temporary relief of low back pain, poor circulation, nighttime heartburn, mild arthritis. You'll sleep better in a Craftmatic adjustable bed. So if you're still searching for the perfect solution to a good night's sleep, call now for prices and information. And then decide when you see how little they cost. Discover Craftmatic for less, up to 50% less than today's leading memory foam brand.
Call 1-800-316-5271. That's 1-800-316-5271. 1-800-316-5271. Call now.
There's no question you need omega-3s. But which form should you take? Fish oil or krill oil? Scientists have debated this for years. Luckily, there's a new solution to satisfy everyone. It's called Krill Omega 50 Plus. It combines ultra-pure fish oil and joint-soothing krill oil together in just one tiny pill. It's so powerful, it can promote the health of your heart and your arteries. And if that wasn't enough, it can also boost your joint comfort in just days. We're so sure Krill Omega 50 Plus will work for you. We'll even send you a free bottle to put to the test. The debate is over. It's not fish oil or krill oil. It's both. And now it's free. Just pay $4.95 for shipping and claim your free bottle. Call now.
800-834-4690. 800-834-4690. That's 800-834-4690.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
And in case you're keeping track, it is 35 minutes after the hour. Good afternoon to our friends on the East Coast. For the rest of us, good morning. Boy, it's been Deborah Lee Baldwin since about halfway through the first hour into the second hour, putting together a lot of great things, things that you just, what do you dream about these things, conceive them in your mind, things that nobody else is doing when it comes to succulents.
Yeah, I kind of live, breathe, and almost eat succulents.
Sure.
So.
Well, I understand you can eat some of them, I guess, if you're in the desert and need some nourishment, some moisture, some water.
Well, and I grow succulents that when the famine comes, I do plant.
You're ready to go.
Eat. Yeah, the nopales.
You're ready to go.
Yeah.
Now, are we finished with your last train of thought before we went to the break? I forgot. Were you were putting together, or did you finish?
Yeah. I put together a modeling clay succulent.
Okay.
Because I'm bringing crowns to an event that's coming up Friday and Saturday of next week, the Super Succulent Celebration at Waterwise Botanicals in Bonsall, California. Information at DeborahLeeBaldwin.com. Events.
Very good.
Events page of my website. And so I have these clay succulents on the crowns, and people can come by and be a queen or king of succulent of the day.
Whatever you want.
Yes, and take selfies and post them on social media. And I'm also making some of the little clay rosettes in case people want to actually see me do it. And I have a YouTube video. By the way, may I brag a bit?
Yes, you may.
I just soared past 3.5 million views on YouTube. And so, I chronicle my life with, all about succulents on YouTube. What do I do that isn't about succulents? Well, probably just feeding the wild birds in my yard.
Yeah, I like birds too. My wife and I love birds. We do love them. Do you want to take a stab at that question we saw on Facebook, you two? When I say you two, I'm talking about Deborah and John.
Yeah, I think that's a good question for John.
It has nothing to do with Bono, right?
No, we'll keep Bono out of this.
All right, well, Rick from Oregon is asking, are succulents found on every continent? Well, of course, the majority of succulents come from Africa and North and South America.
Yes, the New World succulents, of course, are the cacti and agaves. The Old World succulents, South Africa, would be the pretty ones, the ones that tend to be a little bit on the frost tender side. The
and of course, nothing
aloes.
would be native to Antarctica.
Well, now, I mean, interesting the way he phrased that question. Are they found on every continent? Of course they are, because there are collectors everywhere.
Not in Antarctica.
Oh, you don't think people in Antarctica don't have?
Antarctica. Hey, I just looked up. Antarctica has 2 flowering plants, and then 1 non-flowering plant native to or growing on there. So,
well,
you never know. There could be a chance.
Tell us, what are they?
Yeah, what are the flowering plants?
He's looking. That's what he's doing right now. Tiger's looking up the information.
Arctic pearlwort.
Pearlwort.
Oh, I forgot about the pearlwort.
Yeah,
you knew about the pearlwort?
Yeah, you know what?
Arctic hairgrass.
Well, the hairgrass. Now that we discussed that several years ago, I think, John.
Is that
now? There's also very few succulents native to Australia, which is kind of weird. The only
based on some of the weather that they have, you'd think there'd be more, right?
Yeah,
they grow very well there.
In the outback, right?
I think they do grow well there. But there is I think there's a native peperomia, and there's also a few ice plants that are native, like Carpobrotus and things like that. But
Attila Capitani is an Australian succulent expert, and he is also an expert on Australian succulents. And I believe he's writing a book, or has got a book out about it.
Well, out of the 20,000 plants native to Australia, only 400 could be considered succulents. So it's not a lot. So I guess it would be easy to become an expert.
Well, he's a cool guy. He speaks at the Cactus and Succulent Society shows here in the U.S. sometimes.
Yeah. Well, there's so many things that you can specialize in, so many groups of plants, that it doesn't really take long to become an expert. I remember, because again, I consider myself a rosarian, but I remember the first time I went to the Heritage Rose Society convention, their annual convention, and I had spent the previous 10 years of my life studying roses and trying to learn everything about roses that had come out in the last 100 years. So I thought, I'm going to go to this convention, and I'm sure I can pick up a little bit more, but how much more is there really to know about roses? And I found out that the members of that society knew not only as much as I did about roses that I had learned the previous 100 years, but the 100 years previous to when I had studied, they had as much information about those roses.
Oh, my goodness.
So roses, they knew everything from the 1700s and 1800s.
Oh, and there's so much history involved in roses.
Oh, yeah.
Napoleon's Josephine was a wonderful collector, wasn't
Napoleon's
she?
wife, the Empress Josephine,
started
the famous rose garden at Malmaison in France.
Does that mean bad house?
Yes.
Okay, just well, as an aside, why did they call it that?
Now, that sounds familiar from the trip we took, John. Was that brought up when we were in France?
Well, when we were in Paris, which you didn't go to, at the Roserie Val du Marne, they had tried to recreate Josephine's garden. So as many roses that were still not extinct, that were still available, they put in that garden.
Is there one named after her?
Yes, there's several named after her. And there's one called Souvenir de la Malmaison, which means in memory of Malmaison.
Sure.
But Josephine, actually, going back, Napoleon kind of got tired of Josephine, and
he didn't.
He did, and he
was not that hunky. Let me just tell you,
he had a complex.
Well, he hooked up with Marie Louise, and they kind of shuttled Josephine off to Malmaison, where she grew roses, which I'm sure she was happy doing. And
the skunk.
And so, to keep her busy, she was trying to collect every single rose that existed in the world, and she sent ships all over the world to collect roses.
Oh, she had money.
She did have money.
Oh, well, that's a tremendous consolation.
And her husband had a little bit of power.
And England and France were at war during that period, but any time that a French ship came through, if the English knew there were roses for Josephine, they would allow it to pass.
Oh.
interesting.
What a lovely
Now, during that
story.
time, there was also the beginning of rose breeding going on, and Marie Louise wanted a rose named after her.
She had no right.
And they picked one for her that was a beautiful, I think it was a damask rose, but it had very weak stems. So when it rained, the face of the rose ended up in the mud.
Yes!
I love the commentary, Tiger. Love the commentary.
So it was just an. I
So
thought it
what's
was
the name of the rose with the face in the mud? Do you remember?
Marie Louise.
Oh, Marie Louise.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a great book, by the way. You would like this, being a historian, I think, even though it's not about cactus and succulents.
Oh, yeah, I do read other books.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, there's a great book out, and it came out just a few years ago called, what's it called? Chasing the Rose, an adventure in the Venetian countryside.
Oh.
And basically what it's about is going back in history when Napoleon conquered the Italian city-states. He decreed that all young male Italians had to be educated in France. And this one boy's mother said, there's no way I'm sending my son to France on his own. I'm going with him. So she went with him, and she became friends with Josephine, and they collected roses together. And after his education, when they came back to Italy, she apparently brought one of the roses, or some of the roses Josephine had given her, and they went into the wild in the Venetian countryside. And so it's kind of the history of discovering this rose and the rose gardens in that area. It's
tell
phenomenal.
Me, is there such a thing as a blue rose?
Well,
this is a trick question because John and I know the answer to this. And Tiger,
there is in my hands because you just made one, but scientifically there cannot be a blue rose because the gene for the color blue does not exist in the rose family. So delphinidin, which would create the blue color, doesn't exist.
That's not to say that people have tried and are still trying, because there's a lot of money if somebody can do it, John, right?
Well, Suntory, the Japanese liquor company, which also got into. Do we have time to talk about this after the break?
This is going to be a good story. Let's break now.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and talk about the Blue Rose. We continue taking questions on Facebook, questions, comments, Facebook Live. Also, John at GardenAmerica.com and 855-424-9825. One more segment. Get those questions in. Deborah Lee Baldwin, John Bagnasco, I'm Bryan Main. Tiger Palafox, thank you for tuning in. It is Saturday, St. Patrick's Day, 2018, right here, Garden America.
Hi, this is gardening expert Melinda Myers. Keeping the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite slow-release nitrogen fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 10 weeks. The non-burning, non-leaching formula provides a slow and consistent flow of nutrients. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for over 90 years. Milorganite for better results. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
Due to an upturn in the economy, Main Street Business Loans has pre-approved the release of millions of dollars in small business funding. Your business may already be pre-approved to receive up to $250,000. We've sent out millions of pre-approval letters. We see the economy growing, and our underwriters believe now is the time to invest in your business so you can grow faster and make more money. And we're prepared to give you up to $250,000 to do it. Your funds can be available in 5 days. There are no application fees, no annual fees, just quick access to up to $250,000. If your business did not receive your approval letter to get up to $250,000, call Main Street Business Loans Approval Desk now.
800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. 800-430-7570. That's 800-430-7570.
Sometimes business owners and entrepreneurs don't follow a traditional schedule. Well, that's where Biz TV's Biz Club can work for you on your time. For only $5.95 a month, you can have over 200 hours of our fresh, original content on demand, anywhere, anytime. And with our search feature, you can quickly and easily easily find the topic or show you're looking for in seconds. Sign up today and see what you've been missing. Free for 7 days. Join the Biz Club. It's Biz TV on your time.
National Funding Group has just released $100 million in easy access small business funding to businesses that gross at least $100,000 a year. You can have fast access up to $500,000 in new business capital in as little as 48 hours. Think about the ways you could grow your business if you had up to a $500,000 cash infusion. Call a NFG funding expert now. The process is easy. It only takes about 5 minutes. Then our management-owned lending team looks at your application for a fast approval. You can get 100% funded in about 2 days. If you need up to $500,000 in working capital to run your business and you gross at least $100,000 a year, call NFG and apply today. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. 800-296-1564. That's 800-296-1564.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product? Do you think companies would be interested in your idea? Do you want to try to get a patent? Then call InventHelp now. InventHelp keeps your idea confidential and explains every step of the invention process. We create professional materials representing your idea and submit it to companies who are looking for new ideas. We have more than 9,000 companies who have agreed to review ideas in confidence. If a company shows interest in manufacturing your invention, we can negotiate on your behalf. We have helped over 10,000 clients receive patents. We also offer services including 3D modeling and animation demonstrating your idea, prototyping services, and we use state-of-the-art technology to show InventHelp client ideas to additional companies. Join the thousands of people just like you who chose InventHelp to pursue their idea. We are experienced. We are working for you. We are InventHelp.
Call us for free information at 1-800-607-8945. That's 1-800-607-8945. Again, 1-800-607-8945.
Got an old car? You can donate it, whether it's running or not, to the United Breast Cancer Foundation and save a life. They'll even come and pick it up for free. The United Breast Cancer Foundation has saved hundreds of women's lives through their free or low-cost breast screen exams. But now they need your help. The United Breast Cancer Foundation wants to save more lives through early detection by offering women free or low-cost breast screening exams. And donating your old car, SUV, or truck, whether it's running or not, helps pay for them. Plus, you get a charitable tax deduction. Help the United Breast Cancer Foundation save lives by donating your old car, SUV, or truck. Call now for free pickup. 800-245-0473. 800-245-0473. 800-245-0473. Call right now. That number again is 800-245-0473.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Just like that, our final segment. We better make it a good one here back on Garden America. Deborah Lee Baldwin, John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. I'm Bryan Main, 855-424-9825. Questions via the telephone. John at gardenamerica.com. Also, right there on Facebook Live, questions and comments.
Hey, so throughout the whole show, we've been coloring our bags here. And I have to say, I put them down for Facebook Live for people to be able to see.
Mine is the worst, I will admit that.
Oh, no.
Well, I just want to say,
I didn't finish.
For volume, mine is much better than both of you. Because not only did I color my rosette from the succulent, but I also colored the words on the bag.
Designing with succulents, I saw that.
And where you guys barely colored any of it, and I'll just have to say that I'm disappointed. I am going to put it on Facebook for people to vote.
Were you one of those kids in school that other kids punched because of like what you just did?
I don't know if I got punched, Bryan. Jeez.
You know, it's like, Tiger, why not you guys? Mine are, no, I totally agree with what you're saying. Tiger, you win hands down as far as I'm concerned.
But, you know, Tiger didn't even let me finish mine. I was still working on it.
Although I do like,
put it over there.
I like the aqua turquoise. Is that yours, Deborah?
That's mine. This one? That one's Deborah's.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I've had a little practice.
I do like John. That's nice. I like John's color scheme. What he did.
Yeah, I kind of thought so.
I had trouble with my pins.
Deborah told me mine was very traditional. Nothing creative. Now that one's really nice.
I was playing around after I got the fat Sharpies.
You know what?
I
I needed a fat Sharpie. That was my problem.
You never let me finish my story on the blue rose.
Okay.
Oh, no, that was a good story. Yes, here we go about the blue rose. Now, let's get back to that.
I wasn't finished, though.
No, I want to get back to it. The blue rose.
I will make a blue rose while he's talking.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. Well, we were talking about how it's impossible to have a blue rose because the pigment for blue doesn't exist in the rose family. But we were talking about the Japanese liquor company Suntory, which is also big in horticulture, and how they've genetically bioengineered a rose, so they've injected the delphinidin gene into a rose, and they're trying to grow. However, the blue will not, because of the pH of the rose, the blue won't express itself. And it's impossible to change. Not impossible, but anytime you fool with the pH of an organism, it can be deadly. So they haven't been able to get that blue color to express itself yet. So they're still working on it.
So we'll never know how it feels.
It's a it's a possibility that there may be a blue rose someday in the future as we learn more about bioengineering. But a lot of people aren't really excited about doing that to living organisms. So
now, you know what, though, John?
See.
Let's not confuse this with those roses we talked about a few years ago. Who was that guy that put together all these falsely colored roses, all the red, blue, green, and he had the big, long 6-foot stems?
Oh, yeah, those are, I'm kind of glad you brought that up because the roses with the multicolored petals, where each petal was a different color.
With vibrant colors.
Yeah, like blue, yellow, red, green. Those were dyed.
Yes.
And the reason that they were able to do it was they took a white rose, they cut the stem into different pieces, and each piece went into a dye. And then that was absorbed through electricity into the rose flower, and that's how they actually color the stems of those roses. And the Chinese are famous for this. I'm not trying to disparage Chinese and people in general. But there's companies in China that are putting all over Amazon and eBay seeds for those roses. And all it is a scam. There is absolutely no way.
It will not work.
You can grow a rose like that. And as a matter of fact, you can't grow any rose from seed and get that particular rose.
No. That's as crazy as putting a faucet in the wall and expecting water to come out.
Just about.
Huh.
So here's your blue rose.
So see, she did it in about 10 minutes, John.
Don't squish it. By the way,
it hasn't dried yet.
Yeah, all the clay that I made.
How long does it take to dry?
Well, you put it in the oven at 125 for 15 minutes.
Right.
I'm not going to be home till 2 o'clock.
And then sprinkle lightly with flour, add a little sugar.
And a little salsa.
Yeah. Exactly. So there you go.
Yeah.
The blue rose. John, what is the closest thing to a blue rose? I would imagine some kind of a purple color?
Yeah, there's one called, what is it called?
Purple haze.
No, there's lots of roses with blue in the name. There's Blue Heaven, there's Blue Bayou, there's Blue Suede Shoes.
There's got to be a purple haze.
Well, how can you get purple if you can't get blue?
You can get purple.
Why is that?
Can't get blue.
Because red and blue make purple, so there has to be some blue in it.
Well, I don't think that's the way plants work. I mean, there is a purple, there's a gene that has the purple color.
Okay. Huh. Well,
I want to know if there's a purple haze rose.
Well, there's sterling silver.
There's purple rain.
Right?
How purple are we talking about?
There might be purple haze.
There should be. If not, then I want to grab that name.
Oh, yeah, there's that color purple, and then there's really dark purple.
Oh.
A lot of Tom Caruth. As a matter of fact, Bob Martin, who's the vice president now of the American Rose Society, when describing Tom Caruth's roses, because he came out with so many purple ones, Ebb Tide and Twilight Zone and Route 66, And when he refers to one of those roses, he'll say, well, that's from Tom's purple period.
That's good. I'm sure there's a blue boy.
There is a blue boy. I mean, there's just...
How many cultivars are there with roses? There must be tens
About-
of thousands.
About 15,000.
Yeah.
15 to
It's
17,000.
Yeah.
And there's some that I do not have in my yard yet, Deborah.
This just in. I wish I had a news flash sounder here. Roses John doesn't have. Okay, we need to wrap up here, about 30 seconds.
What?
Yeah, just like that. Yeah, we're out of time. I wish we could stay on, but...
Well, you know what? If you don't have your grafted vegetables ordered yet, go to gardenamerica.com. And for more information about Deborah's appearance at the Succulent Celebration this weekend, go to DeborahLeeBaldwin.com.
Tiger, you put a link on there, didn't you, on our Facebook page?
Yes, it's also in the newsletter.
Can I quickly mention?
Quickly.
I'm going to be at Widener's Gardens doing a potting workshop April 28th, Saturday. Sign up soon.
Yep, San Diego, California.
Sign up only.
Okay, sign up only for that. Okay, I guess that's going to do it. Hey, Tiger, great job on the camera. Thank you so much keeping us on the air, audio-wise and visually. Deborah Lee Baldwin, a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you so much for being here. Hope you enjoyed it. Until then, we're going to enjoy the rest of our St. Patrick's Day. You enjoy the rest of your weekend. Again, we thank you for tuning in to Facebook Live. I'm Bryan Main, Deborah Lee Baldwin, Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco, the whole crew, and all the good folks at Biz Talk Radio. Till then, like I said, enjoy your St. Patrick's Day, your weekend, and your week. Until we get together next time next weekend, get growing, America.